I get asked often, are we in a housing bubble? And I will say that there are a lot of really smart people, a lot of economists out there that may have an opinion on this, and I certainly have mine. And of course, I always like to go to demographics and just really kind of analyze this and chew it up and see what we got. So I want to share that with you guys today in a couple, matter of 5 minutes or less. So demographics, as we all know, run so many things in our market and in our economy, but specific to household, I've got a chart here. This goes all the way back to the year 2000. So we got 20 years to analyze here. And if you look right here, this blue line, as we see, this blue line, that refers to household growth, okay? Also known as new household formations, also known as first-time home buyers. Time to get out of mom and dad's basement, right? So that is household growth. If you look at the orange line, that is annual completions, also known as new construction. So let's take a peek at this. So going back to 2000, and you can see where it's a balanced market where you have the same amount of buyers, same or new buyers and new completions. But you can see we had this huge dip back in 2008. Not as many buyers, too much construction. Of course, the market crash is what preempted that. Okay, so builders, they pulled back from building. And now here we go, stepping into, 2015 and on, and we can see that we've got a lot of new household formations, but not enough new construction to keep up with it. And of course, like I have lots of conversations with my clients and with industry colleagues and with realtors and, just with people on a daily basis. And everybody hears me say this like 50 times a week. What's going on right now in this current market is that we have too many humans and not enough houses. Okay. We've got the two largest generations ever born in history. The baby boomers and the millennials are in the housing market at the same time. And guess what? The baby boomers, they're a strong generation, guys. Okay. They're out there exercising, they're riding bikes, they're hiking mountains, they're traveling, they're still buying second homes and investment properties themselves. So what do we do when builders stop building and we've got so many humans and not enough houses? Well, let's take a further look at this, okay? Because you can see that heading into, currently 2022 and into 2023, we're just not sure where things are going to be. Well, guess what this is based off of? This is based off of birth rates, okay? Now, the average age of a first-time home buyer, you can Google this, average age of a first-time home buyer is 33. A couple years ago, like when I bought my first house, it might have been a little bit younger, but right now it's 33. So that's the number we're going to use. You can see right here that there was a little dip in birth rates, okay? This is birth rates underlying each generation, which quite frankly, this post-millennial generation, we thought the millennials were a lot of babies. Look at how many kiddos were born after that. Like still a large generation coming after the millennials. But this dip right here, it's quite interesting actually. That goes back to 1973. And birth rates were actually kind of low in 1973. And if we think back to history, the reason why that is because of Roe versus Wade. 1973 was the first year of legalized abortion. And of course, politically, there's a lot of things changing there and everybody can have their opinions about that, but this is just where we were. So birth rates were very low in 1973. So how does this all tie into housing? Well, if you look at these graphs, you look at birth rates over here, and you look at the blue line of household formations here, they closely mimic each other, okay? They closely mimic each other. You can see birth rate or household formations were low in 2006-07, and then all of a sudden household formations started rising and increasing. And it's because of the millennial generation, guys. So let's take a look at what's going to happen in the up and coming years. So this is right now a 33-year-old today that was born in like 1988, 89. So this takes us to 1991, 92, 93, 94. You can still see that there were almost 4 million births per year, or just under 4 million births per year. So is the demand on housing going to go anywhere? I think not, because heading into the next 3 to 5 years, we are going to have another 15, 20 million millennials entering the household formations and entering the housing market. So I feel strongly that the demand on housing is absolutely going to continue. Like, just think about it, even if only half of the millennials entering the market buy homes, that's still 10 million millennials that are coming to market. And then the generation after that is even bigger. So one thing to keep in mind, appreciation is going nowhere. Appreciation may soften, but the demand on housing, let's just go back to 8th grade, guys, supply and demand. Supply and demand is still going to be there. Demand on housing is not going to go anywhere, and it's because of birth rates. That's why I believe we are not in a housing bubble.